Mass. Alright, so mass is very, very important to the amount of potential and kinetic energy an object has. So mass is a measure of how much matter is present in a substance. So let's look here. We have two women on diving boards. Is the height of the diving board different or the same? Great job. The heights of the diving boards are exactly the same. The only difference here is the amount of mass that each woman has. So, the more mass you have, okay, so make sure you write this down, more mass equals more potential energy. Sorry guys. More potential energy. There we go. Alright, so make sure you write that down. More mass equals more potential energy. So look at the ladies again. Which lady, Lady A or Lady B, would have the most potential energy? Exactly. Great job. Lady B, right here, would have the most potential energy because she has the most mass. 500 is more than 450. Alright, so let's move on to the next slide. Speed. Alright, so speed here is the rate of change of position or distance traveled with respect to time. So we look at distance and we look at time. So eventually we're going to look at a formula known as speed equals distance divided by time. You should have already seen a poster in my class with the speed triangle, which I know most of you have already pointed out. So units in which speed is measured are expressed as distance per time. So an example of a unit of measurement for speed would be meters per second. Alright, so please make sure you write this down right here what I'm circling. More speed equals more kinetic energy. So, again, kinetic energy is the energy of motion. So as you can see, the boy right here in the picture is in motion. He's moving. So he has kinetic energy. I drew a hill right here with 3 different points. Point A, point B, and point C. So we want to figure out where it is on this hill that this skater would have the most potential and the most kinetic. So let's review this. Where is it that objects have the most potential energy? At its highest point or its lowest point? Most potential. Great job. Objects will have their most potential energy at its highest point. So up here at point A, we have 100% potential energy. So where do objects have their most kinetic energy? Very good. The most kinetic energy is going to be at its lowest point. So what's the lowest point here on the hill? Great job, C. So at point C, the skater would have 100% kinetic energy. So how much potential energy and kinetic energy do you think the skater would have at point B if it's halfway between the two? Excellent job. Since potential energy starts to change into kinetic energy, at point B, the skater would have 50% potential energy and 50% kinetic energy. Great job, great job. So, where do you think the skater would be going faster? Would the skater be faster at point B or point C? Okay, so if you don't remember, let's look at what we just wrote down. We wrote down here that more speed equals more kinetic energy. So where do you have the most kinetic energy again? Exactly, at point C. So that means that at point C, speed is also at its greatest. Okay? Speed increases as the skater goes down the hill because kinetic energy is also increasing. Alright, let's go to the last one. Finally, we have energy transfer. Energy transfer is the change of energy from one form to another. Alright, so we've been talking about this as we've been seeing some pictures, how energy changes from potential into kinetic, and then it can possibly turn back into potential. Remember, energy is never created nor destroyed. It just changes from one form to another. So we have a picture here of a roller coaster. As you can see, when the roller coaster is here at point A, potential and kinetic energy are about the same. However, as the roller coaster starts to go higher, now we're at point B, the roller coaster now has more potential energy. Because remember, the most potential energy will be at the highest point. So if the roller coaster is going higher and higher, it's increasing its amount of potential energy. And kinetic energy begins to decrease. Finally, we get to the highest point here, point C. Now the roller coaster is at its highest point, so it is all kinetic energy. Potential energy. 100% potential energy, because it's at its highest point. So as you saw here in this image, energy was not created nor destroyed, it just changed from one form to another. The more potential you had, the less kinetic. So when kinetic starts to increase, potential will decrease. Alright guys, so I will see you all in class. So make sure you finish this homework assignment before you come to my class on Friday. Talk to y'all later.